Hey guys, Adam here with AmericanMuscle.com, and today we're taking a closer look at, listening to, and installing the SR Performance Axleback exhaust system available for the 11 to 14 V6 Mustang. Now you should be looking at this for your own V6 if you're looking to beef up that aggressive sound, make it sound a little bit more like a muscle car, trying to stray away from the factory V6 sound to get a deeper throatier growl. This is definitely the kit to make it happen at an affordable budget. Now I'll talk about the price in just a second. Let's focus on that sound. As you heard from those sound clips, a soft 3 out of 5 I'm giving it basically because it is very tamed at idle. At regular cruising speeds and low RPMs, it's not going to be very loud, it's not going to be very aggressive, although it is a pretty noticeable change in tone. Once you start hitting the mid to high section of the RPM band, that's when this thing starts to wake up, and I give that 3 out of 5 on our loudness meter. Now, as far as that price is concerned, it's coming in right around $250 for the pair. You of course get for your axleback just the mufflers and tips for both sides. There's no cutting or any of that nonsense involved with the S197 here, so that's always going to be a plus. Should be a pretty simple bolt-on install for you, and I'm going to take you through every step of the way. Know that this kit is made from a 2.5-inch aluminized steel tubing, aluminized steel in the mufflers as well, 2 chambered mufflers along with 3-inch slash-cut polished stainless steel tips to make it look a little bit better at the rear end. As far as the install, guys, pretty straightforward bolt-on. I'm giving it 2 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. They are welded onto a very small band, which you can either cut off or you can chop off if you have the right cutters. Now, I'm gonna show you guys every step. Took me about 2 hours start to finish. What do you say we get started? The tools used in this install include an impact gun, a ratchet, an extension, 13mm short and swivel sockets, 5/16 hex socket, pliers, hanger removal tool, and it's recommended to have a cutoff tool or something similar, safety glasses, and PB Blaster or WD-40 or some lubricant. All right guys, first step here, grab a hanger removal tool. We're gonna pop the hangers out of the factory isolators on the frame on both sides, really just to the side of the exhaust tip. The alternative to that, if you don't wanna do this, is to remove the 13mm bolts, there's 2 of them, holding that isolator to the frame. You can remove that all in one piece, or you can pop the hanger out. I think popping the hanger out's a little easier because I have this tool here. What we're gonna do is use this to pinch and really just squeeze that out of the way. It's really that simple. If you guys don't have a hanger removal tool, you can get one at your local auto parts store, you can rent one. I really think it makes life easier for exhausts. Repeat this on the other side. Grab a 13mm socket next, and we're gonna loosen up this ball flange here. Keep in mind when you do loosen it up, your exhaust is gonna wanna come down, so you wanna have a hand on that. Grab your hanger tool again. You're gonna try to pop this hanger out of that isolator, shuffling it backward. Now, to make life easier, because we don't have enough room to get that hanger out, we're gonna remove this bolt here and this bolt here to pop this whole bracket off the frame. Grab a 13mm socket, work this off. All right, now we can focus on the one on the right using the same socket. All right, now the whole thing comes down in one piece. Once you do the one side, just repeat the exact same process for the other side. All right, once you get the brackets off of this one, you're gonna bring it down, same way. So we got our factory exhaust off of our 14 V6 to the right of me. They're on the table next to the SR Performance Axleback, and I want to take you through some of the similarities, mainly the big differences between the two, and there's quite a few to mention here. Now your factory exhaust, as you can see, the mufflers are very big in comparison to the SR Performance bullet style mufflers. These are 2-chambered aluminized mufflers, which are going to produce that slightly more aggressive sound that you're getting, and the aluminized tubing here is 2.5 inches in diameter. Now, aluminized tubing is going to be one of your more basic entry-level type of materials for an exhaust system. It typically goes aluminized, 409, and then 304 stainless steel as far as quality and endurance. This one here does help keep the cost down, however, so it's great for guys looking for that budget. In addition to the mufflers, you're also getting the 3-inch polished mirror-like chrome finish on your slash cut tips. Now the 3-inch slash cut tips are gonna be a pretty good upgrade over the factory ones. Same general shape and design, although this one from SR Performance does have a thicker sidewall, and it's 3-inch when compared to around the 2.5-inch slash cut from the factory. So appearance-wise, you're getting a pretty good upgrade. It is gonna be a little bit more on the basic minimalistic side as far as appearance, but with the chrome or polished stainless steel here, it does look a lot better than your dull factory one. So we are gonna have to transfer over these brackets. I'm actually gonna bolt them up to the vehicle first, and then we'll move on to actually getting the mufflers slid into place. Now, one thing to note while we're here, as far as install goes, let me flip this guy around. It does not include clamps in the kit. These factory clamps, I'm gonna bend this back, welded onto a small tab on the factory pipe. We're going to cut that off. You can pick up clamps separately if you don't want to cut, or if you don't have the tools to cut, or if you have something that would be different than cutting. If you have snips that'll get straight through that, you can use those as well. All you need to do is get these clamps off or pick new ones up. We're gonna grab those off, so that's gonna be step number 1. All right, now to cut these off, if you are cutting, you wanna make sure you have glasses on, safety glasses, safety first, of course. Grab your air tools if you're using them. We're gonna use a cutting wheel and get this thing off. Now you can repeat for the other side. Next up, grab your hanger removal tool again. We're gonna pop off the brackets from the factory mufflers to transfer them over. All right, for the reinstallation, we're gonna start with those brackets right here on our passenger side. We're gonna line up that little stud here into the hole to line everything back up. Grab your factory 13mm bolts and thread those 13s into place by hand. One on the top, one on the bottom. Now you can grab your socket and tighten them down. Now you can repeat on the other side. All right, now you can put your muffler into place. We're gonna slide this guy back here, upward, and line up the hangers. You also want to make sure your ball clamp is in place. For the one next to the tips, you're really just going to slide that isolator around until it lines up. And again, if you need to, you can use PB Blaster or WD-40 to grease it up. Now for the tip, you're going to install that over the end. Grab a 5/16 hex socket, and you're going to tighten down the clamp. Now it's not really necessarily a clamp per se, but there is a bolt at the top there that is going to tighten this down. It's a really tight squeeze, so you might want to just use a ratchet. Now that you have everything connected, grab a 13 socket and tighten down that ball clamp. All right, now you can repeat for the other side. Now we can tighten our factory clamp on our new axle back. All right, finally we can cap it off with our tip. Well guys, that's gonna wrap up my quick overview, install, and sound clip of the SR Performance Axleback exhaust for the 11 to 14 V6. If you wanna pick this setup, you can right here at AmericanMuscle.com.